He is the worst president we have ever seen.
Whether he's just so smart or so dumb, I'm just not sure at this point.
We exercise our rights.
And we always speak our mind.
You asked what it would be like without human effect.
No, because it's unknowable.
This is
why
how
aren't you
long
open
it takes
to
you to interrupt me.
questions?
Fox News. This is CNN.
CNN and Fox News are fierce competitors with what seem to be very different political agendas. They both produce television content consisting of different opinionated shows which discuss recent political and current affairs. The level of truth their informative segments pertain is certainly questionable, however. So why don't we delve into each corporation a little bit further and find out how reliable their messaging really is. CNN, or Cable News Network Incorporated, was first aired in 1980 and was the first 24-hour news channel of its time. It offered full, continuous coverage of all news events, which major television networks could not. In its beginning years, its mantra was "Go live, stick with it, and make it important." The Fox News channel began airing in 1996, started by media entrepreneur Rupert Murdoch after he failed to purchase CNN a few years earlier. Republican political consultant Roger Ailes was hired to oversee the channel. His conservative political leanings became closely associated with its eventual success. CNN's viewership mostly comprises a younger Democrat-leaning audience. About 33% of its viewers are aged 25 to 54, while only 21% of this age bracket watch Fox News. They market themselves as a channel with a more conservative bias. That's why it is no surprise that a 2017 study found that 57% of all US adults between the ages of 55 and 64 watch Fox News. Both channels seem to attract their respective audiences very well. If wanting to expand their audience reach, more politically centered messaging may be successful. However, the risk emerges that it may lose some of the viewers it already has. CNN have stated that unlike any other news channel, they start segments with a fact and not an opinion. This is in contrast to Fox News, whose primetime hosts often report on material not relevant to current news. Their messaging has a confrontational, right-wing nature to it as well, which is sometimes intended to provoke audiences. Fox had originally marketed itself as fair and balanced. This was until the resignation of their channel executive, Roger Ailes, in light of sexual harassment allegations. Their slogan was then changed to Most Watched, Most Trusted. Following a statement made by Fox News anchor Tucker Carlson, there was a legal defamation battle in which a US district judge had this to say about the facts presented in his show. The general tenor of the show should inform a viewer that Carlson is not stating actual facts about the topics he discusses and is instead engaging in exaggeration and non-literal commentary. In opposition to the claims made by former President Trump and his followers about the integrity of information distributed by CNN, they decided in 2017 to adopt the slogan "Facts First." CNN now even have a site dedicated to fact-checking, which can be found at this web address. They hire reporters like Daniel Dale, who are responsible for verifying each and every US political claim. CNN was very successful in capitalizing off of the irregular nature of former President Donald Trump, having countless segments per day on what Trump had said or done, and inviting political analysts on to discuss just that. Their ratings skyrocketed during his administration. However, since his exit from office, ratings have dropped by 36%. Fox was also very successful at gathering views during Trump's presidency and beyond. In March 2021, it was still the most watched US cable news outlet, beating CNN. Perhaps their biggest failure was the attraction their segments received from dangerous groups such as white supremacists. Former leader of the KKK, David Duke, even once tweeted that a segment he saw on Fox News was one of the most important monologues in the history of mainstream media. CNN and Fox News are two very different news outlets that obviously cater for two very different audiences. If you're politically left-leaning, then CNN will align with your beliefs and what you want to hear. The exact same can be said for Fox News and people who lean politically right. Having said that, their ability to tell the truth differs significantly. I believe it is telling that CNN promotes its use of fact-checkers, while Fox News only promotes how they are the most watched and most trusted. In this context, trusted is very vaguely used as well, I think. My impression is also that Fox News has more of an agenda than CNN, because of how aggressive and combative their messaging is. That is why overall I am of the opinion that CNN produces the most reliable and honest news broadcasting of the two. However, as both channels profit off of their audience reach, it does beg the question, do we use the media, or does the media use us? I'm Liam Boland.